I have been driving for Spark Driver for about a year. Evening shifts mostly. I prefer them. Less traffic, faster store trips, and there is something peaceful about driving quiet streets after dark with nobody around. I stopped feeling that way after what happened in March. It was a Thursday evening around 9:15 p.m. I picked up a standard grocery order. Medium-sized. Nothing unusual. The delivery address was a house about 12 minutes from the store in a neighborhood I had delivered to before. Older homes. Long driveways. Not much street lighting. I pulled up to the address, and something felt immediately off. Every light in the house was on. Every single one. Living room, bedrooms, upstairs, downstairs, even what looked like a closet light visible through a side window. The whole house was lit up like someone was expecting something. I grabbed the groceries and walked up the driveway. I took my delivery photo at the door and knocked twice the way I always do for a courtesy heads up. I turned to walk back to my car. The front door opened before I made it 3 steps. A woman stood in the doorway. She looked exhausted. The kind of exhausted that goes beyond just being tired. She looked at me and then looked past me toward the street and then back at me. She said one thing before I could say anything. She said, "Did you see anyone outside when you pulled up?" I told her I hadn't. The street was empty when I arrived. She nodded slowly but did not look relieved. She thanked me for the delivery and closed the door. I heard the deadbolt lock immediately, then a second lock, then what sounded like a chain. I sat in my car for a second longer than I normally would. The street was empty in both directions. Quiet. Nothing moving. I drove away and told myself it was nothing. I got another order from the same address 4 nights later. Same thing. Every light on. I knocked. She opened the door faster this time, like she had been waiting right behind it. This time she didn't ask if I saw anyone. She just stared past me at the street for a long moment before taking the groceries. Her hands were shaking slightly. Before she closed the door, I asked if she was okay. She looked at me for a second like she was deciding something. Then she said, "I keep ordering delivery in the evenings because I don't want to go outside anymore. But I think whoever is watching the house knows that now." She closed the door before I could respond. I sat in my car and looked at the street again. Still empty. Still quiet. But I noticed something I hadn't before. Across the street, slightly down the block, there was a car parked with no lights on. I could just barely make out a shape in the driver's seat. I could not tell if the shape was moving. I drove away faster than I needed to and took the long route back to the store. I kept checking my mirror. I reported the address to Spark Support the next morning. I explained what the customer had told me and what I had seen. They said they would note it on the account. I don't know what happened after that. I never got assigned that address again. I don't know if that is because of my report or something else. I still do evening shifts, but I keep my doors locked now from the moment I leave the store to the moment I get home. And whenever I pull up to a dark street, I sit in my car for a few seconds before getting out, just to make sure nothing is sitting in the dark watching back.